This is the front wheel housing of a Bugaboo Fox, and today we're going to show you how to remove the locking pin in case you need to replace it. So this button, which is a part of the locking pin inside, is responsible for locking the front wheels onto the chassis. And if you find that your wheels just fall out, that they don't lock properly in place, or that you can't get them to push in and lock in place, it's very likely that this assembly here has either become misaligned or has become damaged and will require either lubrication inside or realignment or replacement. In order to get at this locking pin, you're going to need to flip the chassis up on its end. Okay, on the underside of the front wheel housing then, there are two screws. They use an incredibly small screwdriver head. It's the CRV T10, very small star-shaped screwdriver head. You just want to screw out those screws. Okay, then you can just pull this entire plate off. On the underside is the first spring, and that spring helps to hold the locking pin into place. Then there is a second spring behind it, which also holds the locking pin in place, but is also the spring responsible for activating the mechanism. You'll want to pop that off, as it makes it easier to remove the pin. Then you can just pull the pin out. So if you have anything on this that's broken, it'll most likely be this upper portion where the axle actually is held in place by the locking pin. But because there are two springs also involved in holding this pin into position, which I suppose has something to do with suspension, there could very likely also simply be alignment issues with this pin if you're having trouble with the mechanism. And it might be enough just to open it up and realign those springs and put the mechanism back together. In order to put the mechanism back together then, you want to take that first spring and place it right on that cross. Now this part is a little bit fiddly, but you'll want to slide first that button in, and then this spring has a tendency to try to pop off, but depress it and slide it into place. Now you'll want to push this button in a bit. You need to get the second spring to fit right over this little white peg here as you're pushing this in. And that only works with the button pressed inwards. So press inwards with the button and then find the position. You can see from the side as you do this, and you can just slot it into place. And then it's of course just a matter of screwing that panel back on. In any case though, that is how you disassemble the front wheel housing of a Bugaboo Fox in order to get at the locking pin for realignment or for lubrication. If it's lubrication, I would recommend using silicone spray, or for the replacement of broken parts. We hope this video was useful to you, and if it was, we ask you to subscribe as it helps us continue making videos in the future. Thank you.